Hi guys, welcome at my channel. I've been surprised about the interest about everything W211 old E-Class. And so today I want to show you another issue my son had with his Mercedes, resulting in strange noise in the inside. And this noise could be occurred by a faulty engine suspension. First, I have to say I'm no native English speaking. I'm from Germany, so excuse my English, but I think it's enough to support you with these informations and maybe help you to bring back the typical comfort, low noise level in your Mercedes. So let's go through the workflow of changing this bearing. You must check up the car for sure, and you have to loosen the covers under the car, the noise cover. Then you loosen the underside screw. It's a 13 millimeter hex screw. And you also have to loosen the upper screw. This is 16 millimeter. There is less space, and if the screw is tightened, it's getting difficult. However, if you loosen both, you have to lift the engine like we do here and use a smooth part like this foam between, because the oil sump is very thin aluminium and it's easy to destroy it. Okay, now you see how the engine is coming up a bit, and you also right now you're gonna see in what a horrible condition this bearing has been. For those of you guys who's not so familiar, these bearings are filled with a silicone damping oil. And now you've seen what been last from this bearing, and here you see the difference between a worn out one and a new one. We decided to buy an original part by Mercedes, because we were not very sure with the aftermarket part. But if you decide from an aftermarket part, in any way, it should be one with oil dumping. Okay, here you see the cracks again. The first thing a faulty suspension bearing, engine suspension, occurs is when you cut off the engine. When you cut it off, there's a rattling. It ends with a rattling. Then it gets more worse in every idle condition. And there's another test to make you sure. If you go into reserve and accelerate a bit, then the noise getting better. Depends on the torque is inverted then. The flow of the torque from the drive shaft to the transmission. And so the engine will be lifted, swept a little bit from the bearing, and so it's getting more quiet. Okay, now you see our issue. You can get out the worn, shortened bearing, but with that distance you can't get in the new one. The new one is longer, is higher, okay? And now we ended at the undercarriage with our wood, so we have to rechange the whole way to check the motor, to check the motor up, the engine. There is a little nose at the upside, so be careful. This nose must be fitted in a slot to maintain the right direction. Okay, so we made the changes. Besides, care your fingers. The worst thing could happen. One guy is working at the jack, and the other guy has the fingers between there. Okay, now we fixed the nose in a slot and expanded the hydraulic jack, and the engine will seat back into the bearing. But in opposite to as we did it, you should, before you unlift the engine completely, you should drive the screws in, like we did now, because there's always a little of bad position, and if you can't move the engine suspension, the new part, you can't fix the screws. Okay, enjoy the rest of the video, and I wish you much effort by bringing your Mercedes back into the convenient driver feeling, like a new car. It did. Maybe like and subscribe.